Welcome back to a very happy Jimmy O show with the three of our defensive players of the week for the AAC championship game week. One of the most magical nights I've ever been a part of, definitely in this stadium, but in my life, frankly. I mean, I do have 4 kids, so guys, y'all probably got to go behind the wedding and those 4 things, those 4 births, but there ain't many others that I'd put ahead of it, man. That was just a special night for all of Tulane family, and those 3 players are the defensive player of the game, Nick Anderson. We kind of had an idea that was coming. Dorian Williams, the spy, James Bond out there, destroying quarterback lives, and Macon Clark, who set the tone early and often with the big hits like he's done all season. Guys, how we doing today?
Doing well, man.
Doing good.
Pretty good. Good to be a champion.
Yeah, I know it, man. This is a different setting, man. It's always been about reaching that mountaintop, getting to it. Now we're there, and it's got to be a great feeling knowing that everything else set out to accomplish, you've actually done.
Yeah.
So look, before we kind of get into the guts of the show, let's go ahead and remind people we're here for the Fear the Wave Collective, ftwcollective.com. You've made a meaningful impact to date in these young men's lives, and we know they've made an impact in yours with their performance on the field. But as the year end approaches, please consider a gift to ftwcollective.com or the collective at that website, so that we can continue to do great NIL work with these guys. And then our charity spotlight partner of the week, we're excited. We kind of are working out some deals with a few different charities, but there's something in place with Son of the Saint that we're working on right now. We're really excited about them, and they do great work in the community. Couldn't be happier to promote. I'm prouder to promote that organization. All right,
Sure.
Gents, man, look, I love the fact that we got, after what happened last time we saw this team, we got to put the defense on the field first.
Me too.
And y'all set the tone right then and there with that first series. Macon, you lit that boy up pretty good now.
Yeah.
But that was the third down play, right? You get the stop, and then they punt it to us, and the offense goes right down to score.
Yeah.
Right. Gents, I mean, I feel like it was just like night and day. I mean, it's so obvious, and this is really a kind of what y'all have shown all year is that we're a physically talented team, but we're a really smart team, and it's almost unfair to give you guys a whole game of tape to watch of yourselves against these guys, because I got to tell you, in the second time around, I mean, it was just so sound, the adjustments that Coach Hamp made and the adjustments that you guys were able to execute. I mean, in terms of just, they didn't have anywhere to go. If you look at the numbers, it was pretty stark. They ran for something like 3.3 yards a carry in the game and stuff like that. So, I mean, is that it? Was it that we just you felt really good about the plan coming in, or what? What do you attribute all the success we had on defense to in that game?
Just overall coming out and executing. I feel like the first time we played them, we just were doing a bad job of tackling, a bad job of, fitting our gaps. Because they did come out and do a little bit of different scheme. They had pulled out some different plays that we had not seen all year, some different concepts. And so we just evaluated the film and just made tweaks to our defense. We didn't really just come out there and play an entirely new defense on Saturday, because everybody had been asking us the whole week, like, what are you guys going to do? Are you guys going to change anything? No, we're not going to change anything. We're just going to fix our mistakes. And that's what we did on Saturday, and it paid off.
Yeah. The whole week, we kind of had that feeling, how we lost last time to UCF, kind of the embarrassment, the defense had out there. And, the whole week, I was in the locker room just telling guys, like, come Saturday, have it on your mind. Like, have that feeling, coming out here losing, walking the field. Everybody's a little down then. So, even from, like, the equipment staff to, like, the trainers, the GAs, I was telling them the whole week, have that on your mind, man. Come out here, put it all out in the field, because this could be our last one. So, I feel like everybody came out there and, executed, for sure.
Yeah, that's no doubt. How about you, Macon? What was the key to all the success over there?
The first game, we didn't come out as fast. So I feel like the recent game, we came out with fire behind us. We executed the play calls. We eliminated explosive plays. We just did our job. We did our 111. And it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, and I thought, and y'all might disagree with me. I thought the first game there was sort of a big game atmosphere there. That was, I mean, we were so hyped for Memphis homecoming, right? Huge crowd and all that, and I mean, we put on a show, and we didn't like necessarily all the second half, but I mean, it's 35-0 at halftime. But this was like where stakes were involved, and it was the big crowd, and there was a lot of eyeballs on. I think that may have been an ABC game as well, and I just felt like. I know we were ready to go, but it was almost like we were too ready. We were too hyped. It felt like watching you. You may not agree with that, but this game, I mean, y'all were a seasoned team. Y'all were at this point, this past Saturday, y'all were used to big games. Y'all were ready to go, and despite the fact that those students were incredible, I mean, incredible atmosphere on Saturday, man. It was like y'all were playing as if nobody was out there.
Yeah.
Guys, it was cool. Talk to me a little bit about what it means, because the background is the same as when I was here. Tulane's not known as a football school. You got a lot of students that don't seem to care. So what's it mean to you that the work y'all put in this year, that you had, that section was full an hour before kickoff? Yeah. What does that mean to you as a guy, as a player for the university?
It was great to have those guys, have everybody out there. I know to the younger guys, that's what they've been wanting, their whole career, have stands full, people cheering for them. You go to class with these people every day, have them, congratulating you, see them out there. It was a great time, man. And, I mean, it meant the world for us to have, that kind of support behind us. And, it was great to have them, out there so early. We got out there warm-ups, when, most of the stands wasn't filled up yet until, kickoff, but having the students out there while we warmed up is like, yeah, man. Yeah, man, it's time to go for sure. So it was great to have those guys out there, even through the rain and, everything that went on beforehand. It was great to have them out there.
Yeah, man. Look, they'll surprise you. I remember walking around campus. I'd be wearing football clothes to class. I'm 6'6", 295 pounds. I'm wearing football gear, and then I'm going to class with these people, and then I'll see them out or something over the weekend and talking to them. They're like, "Oh, you play football?" It's like, man, what do you think? I mean, it's like, it's so disconnected compared to other places. But y'all, to your credit, I mean, man, y'all got them to buy in. They love. There's pride. There's so much school pride around the fact that we have a great football team, and it couldn't be done without the efforts that y'all did, man. So it's so much bigger than, as awesome as it was that the locker room, was the only ones believing, and that's a special feeling when you start getting other people to buy in. But that's a hard thing to accomplish, to sort of get the buy-in of the larger community like y'all did this season. Do y'all feel it around town as well? I mean, you going around town, people wearing Tulane gear all of a sudden?
Yeah, most definitely. And that's just one of the things. When I first got down here to New Orleans, you'll rarely just see people just really supporting Tulane as far as the football aspect of it. You always see people be like, "Oh, you go to Tulane?" Like, I've always been a Tulane fan, but just specifically the football team, you really couldn't feel that genuine love that we felt this year. And I feel like that's just one of the things that I will always remember from Saturday. Not more of the plays that were made, but overall just the emotions of seeing the fans rush the field, old and young, seeing the alum come up to you and say, "Man, I've waited my whole life for a moment like this." Like, that's really what I will remember for the rest of my life when it comes to that. Just to see genuinely just happy people, cameras, and just everybody smiling and just being in the moment. That's really what made my night Saturday.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Me being from Louisiana, you don't hear about Tulane as much. You know what I'm saying? You hear about LSU, but pretty much this year we've been to talk at the football. Like, I'll go around town, and they'll just, to me, y'all been doing good this year. I got eyes on y'all. Like, I'll go to the mall and have Tulane gear on, and I get major love. It's just been different this year.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, it all started, for this team. There's too many people to give credit, so I don't want to give anybody undue. But I mean, to me, it all started in the middle of the defenses. The three of you, and we announced earlier this week you're the Fear the Wave Defensive Players of the Year. The three of you together, I couldn't possibly, pick one over another. I mean, y'all like my little brothers or something at this point. But like, But really, when you look at it, and to me, it's the leadership, it's the physical ability, but it's also like the versatility. And I think that was really on display Saturday. Nick, I mean, I'm thinking about your game. You're defensive end sometimes. you're off-ball linebacker sometimes. I mean, you lined up man, or at least showing man on receivers in the slot. I mean, literally all over the field on any given play, and always sound. Macon, often in coverage, but run support, pass rush, and then Dorian, one of my favorite plays of the game, and there were many, but there were several instances where you're one-on-one. It's you and the ball carrier. You make the play or you don't. Usually the quarterback, but it was Harvey late in the game. It's a one-on-one tackle situation. He's got a lot of room to move, and you made the play. But the one in particular that I really liked, there was a pass rush situation, big spot in the game, 3-man line, defensive end crashes down like he's running a TE stunt, right? Yeah. Except there was no tackle. It was Dorian on the inside. He might have been shooking the gap or not. I don't remember. But, he crashes in. Plumlee sees the vacated end. He immediately scrambles to the right, tries to go, and then has that dude number 2 waiting for him on the sideline. I mean, it was just you and him one-on-one. And, I was like, man, this play's made before it was made. And, of course, it was made. It seemed like, I don't know if it was purely spy all game long, but it seemed like a concerted effort by the staff to kind of have you be that guy to take care of business when he tried to contain coming out of the pocket.
Yes, sir. I don't know. We both have both responsibilities, and I think we did a good job of, controlling them, containing them in the pocket as well, getting them down in those one-on-one situations. I appreciate Coach Hemp for allowing me to be in those situations, trusting me to be in those situations, and I don't know, it was a good time out there for sure.
Nah, look,
it was plays you wish of.
It was play after play. It was like as long as it's one of you three guys. Look, well, I shouldn't say that. A bunch of guys can make plays on this team, but
for sure.
Feel a lot of confidence as a fan when you say, okay, I got a one-on-one and I got one of you there to make the tackle. All right, we're good.
But, just shout out to Dorian for sure though, because last time we played those guys, John Rice was running all over the field, and the next week, without a doubt, we knew we wanted to play them again, and Dorian immediately told him, like, I want them, put me on them, and to just see him take their responsibility and really execute and make the plays that he did on the athletic quarterback, after, John Rice having the game he did, him accepting the challenge and saying, he's not having one of those days, is true testament to his play and his athleticism and his ability to play linebacker.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick, you got the award, defensive player of the game, and you kind of, it was like a typical Nick Anderson game. It was all over the place, right? You were in on a couple of the sacks. Castellanos kid is really, really happy that you're graduating, and that they leave it to leave. At this point, you look at the transfer portal, all the UCF guys entering. I don't know where they think they're going, but they're just glad they got Tulane on the schedule anymore after that game. And then Macon, man, like I said earlier, just setting the tone with the hard contact. Man, you were always light hitting, but you actually got really good at it this season. There were some missed tackles in the past where you go over the big hit, and not this year, man. It was awesome, and kind of like being that enforcer on the edge, man. Just backing these guys up, and I just felt like that. And I think I said it already, but that set the tone early. Like, man, this Tulane defense ain't here to play with these guys today.
For sure.
So, look, we could talk forever. I guess, really, the one thing I want to say to you, man, it's been a long 24 years. You have success as a team, and then, like, if you're like me and you're still around it, I did radio, and I was around the team a lot. And always just trying to tell these guys, different guys, look, y'all can do it. This is what you got to do. You got to have buy-in. You got to believe in your brothers. You got to put in the extra work. But if you do all these things, great things can happen to you. And it's like I was starting to doubt it. You guys restored that faith. It's like absolutely it can happen, and y'all did it, man. And I just, for all the joy that you brought all these long-suffering fans, man. Look, there were a lot of times in that Superdome. There were 500, 700 people in the stands. It was tough. So to see what we saw on Saturday, I just want y'all, and y'all get it. The things you're going to live in your mind forever is what y'all did and what you accomplished and what you brought back to this university, the pride you brought back. But it is a really special accomplishment. A lot of people have tried and failed, and I want you to just take a lot of great pride in the fact that you didn't. So, look, I do have one special request. I've been trying to learn from y'all all season. I learned a lot. But one thing I ain't learned how to do is walk like Ronald. So after we record this episode, I got my speaker here. Where's my baby? All right. I'm going to have y'all take me out and show me. Y'all willing to do that?
Right on.
All right. We're going to put that on the Jimmy O show, too. Now, I got to tell you, man, I made an A in modern dance.
Right on.
Yeah.
I did. I had Tulane my last semester, A in modern dance, and but I just hadn't broke out the moves in a long time, so we'll have to knock off some rust. But we're going to get it there, all right?
Yes, sir, for sure.
All right, so y'all hang tight for that. All right, folks, I think that'll do it for this episode. Well, let me not do that yet. Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, I think we ain't done yet. So,
Cotton Bowl.
I think we ain't done yet.
No, let's talk about it. I booked my Airbnb, bringing the whole family up, man. We ain't gonna try to fit them in a little hotel room. We got a house. We're going up there. We're gonna have a good time.
Yes, sir.
Man, look, New Year's Six bowl game, and we didn't do that. I mean, we went to Liberty Bowl. I mean, it was nice and all, but New Year's Six is a whole different deal, man. What's going through our minds right now, thinking about that opportunity?
Just overall have another opportunity to go 1-0 on such a big stage. The Cotton Bowl is legendary. It's something that's been around 80 plus years, and not a lot of teams can say that they've played in the New Year's Six Bowl or even the Cotton Bowl or played against an opponent like USC, who's has such a tradition of being one of the top programs in the country. And so it's just an amazing opportunity. We will win the game. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to just celebrate and say that we got here. We're going to win the football game. But it's just a blessing. And shout out to everybody that helped us do this. Shout out to guys like Al Thomas, who came in early in the season and gave us everything he had. Because without Al, playing some of them plays, who's to say we win games at the beginning of the season. And that's what I don't want a lot of guys to look over. The guys that got hurt, like Jaden Kennedy, the plays that he played this season is a true testament to us having the opportunity to go to the Cotton Bowl. So Kenyon Walker, the things that he did, Courtney, everybody in this, organization played their role in us having this opportunity. So I definitely want to use this opportunity for everybody to have a great time and everybody to pitch in for us to get the win.
Yeah. It's a rematch of the 1931 season, 1932 Rose Bowl. They got us then. Okay. I wasn't even alive back then. but it's a rematch of a pretty big bowl game, Rose Bowl. Look, I tried to do the math in my head. I'm pretty good with numbers, but I was in the shower earlier. It's something like 2.5% of high school football players get to play college at all. But you start doing the math of how many get to play in a New Year's Six game. I couldn't do it anymore. It's too many decimals, man. I mean, it's like well less than 1%. Yeah, I mean, you're in a very, very small company. You think that only 12 teams a year get to play in these games. You're one of them, and I mean, from little, Vicksburg, Mississippi, and Indian Land, and St. Rose, man, like them playground games way back when that never meant anything, except it meant everything to you at the time. Now you're taking that same game, you're taking it to a stage that very few have ever been able to perform on.
Yes, sir.
So I guess the only question is, y'all gonna put on the show?
Got to.
We're gonna put on the show. We're gonna put on the show. We got a statement to make.
Jerry World.
Very nice, man. I can't wait to be in Jerry World with you guys. All right, folks. Now that I think can do it, right? Am I all right?
That sounds better, yeah.
I'm all right. Yeah. All right. Bad job of hosting, great job of guesting. That's gonna do it for this episode of the Jimmy O Show. But y'all stick around for the little extra segment we're gonna have on the end here, and. Until next time, we will be back a couple times before we get to Dallas. We got some Player of the Year show. We're going to also do a Christmas special with some of our guys. We'll have more content coming your way. But until next time, roll wave.
Roll wave.
Look, man, if you...
One time.
Oh, wait.
To the front 2 times. To the back 2 times.
Oh, I gotta go
Now
that foot.
walk like round.
One, two.
I feel the flag.
1, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I thought that's easy. Hey, 1, 2 should be easy, right?
So I like that.